All right, so we got their cage all cleaned up. If you watched the other video, you see exactly how it looks. So we're gonna let these guys play. We're gonna bring the rest of them, put them in there. So this is where we at right here. Oh no, we need to keep them in their cage at all times. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm gonna put him in there. All right, let me shut this, This is a little station area. You can see over there, they got their heater. Keep them nice and warm. This will be their little station area. As you can see, you always want to watch out with those pads right there because these little guys will tear them things apart and they eat them. They eat that plastic. And you know what? I mean, usually it passes through, but I really don't like them eating any of that stuff because there is dogs where they do go ahead and they get constipated, especially if they eat a pad. If they eat a pad, it just soaks up in their stomach, clumps up, gets really fat, and it's hard for them to pass through. And these little guys as puppies, you don't want them going through any type of strains or pains, that might mess them up. So I got their station here, and technically, as you can see, I do got their area nice and prepared. These are two claws. You're gonna constantly be cleaning up after them. Because they're going bathroom, like I said, 24/7. I got a little electrolytes here just in case we go ahead and have any situations where their blood sugar drops or, any parvo exposure. Electrolytes is one of the biggest things that's going to help you. If you ever run into this situation with parvo, it's not an easy situation to deal with, and that's why it does cost a lot of money when you go to the vet. Although, a little bit of honey on their gums will help them spike their blood sugar as well. And this is a problem that I do run into with my pups, especially if there's a big litter. You might have a pup or two that doesn't go ahead and eat right. And you might notice them off to the side. They might look a little skinnier than the others. And so honey is a really great substitute that'll help you out and help them get through until you can actually get some food in their stomach. So if you run into that situation, the first thing you want to do is separate that one from the litter because the litter is just too aggressive, too strong for them, and they won't let them eat. So you want to give them their private time with mom alone. Thankfully, I don't have any of the situation going on at the moment. Although doing this, and from my experience, you got to be ready for anything. And one of the most deadliest things that you want to look out for is parvo. And situations like what happened with mom going bathroom in there in the cage, there's times where mom goes out and she might eat something. She might find something on the ground, maybe a dead bird or something. And, that's really where your pups can get sick. She comes in, she takes a poop in the cage, and they eat that poop. You might find yourself dealing with parvo. So you want to go ahead and you always want to be ready for a situation such as. Other than that, we got these guys nice and cleaned up. And if you watch my videos, thanks for spending some time with us today. And you guys have a great rest of the day, guys. Thanks for my viewers.